Yeah, I wanted to do a video tonight on why it's not really about creating things and it's more about creating a state and feelings. And I know this goes kind of a little bit unnoticed in this in the manifesting community, but because I've come from like all kinds of spiritual disciplines and I'm now in the process of like tying them together. um, I kind of see things a little bit differently than, say, pure manifesting person. So, I mean, I've wrote some notes, so I would never really prepare very well for videos, so I prefer them to be organic. But basically, the thing that we're really wanting to create is we're wanting to come back into inner union, into inner wholeness. And we're doing this through manifesting as well, because it's never really about the things. The things are, it's about the way things make us feel. So if we want a house, it's really because we just want to feel stable. So if we're trying to manifest a house, we're really just trying to manifest stability. And if we want to manifest a relationship, we really just want to manifest love. And if we want to manifest, like money, it's stability and it's having fun. But we all know that actually these things don't actually create those feelings necessarily. You can manifest a marriage and it can be bland, empty, and it can definitely not fulfill you. And you can manifest a house and it can definitely not make you feel stable. You can manifest lots of money and you can definitely not have any fun. So it's really the state and the feelings that we're wanting to achieve. Now, I think manifesting is a really, really important stage of the journey, and that everyone is pushed out, because it's understanding, like, it's seeing yourself as the creator of your reality. It's taking ownership for what you're attracting, whether it's things you want and things you don't want. It's understanding that everything you experience is you and your creation, and it's from your beliefs and the way that you think about things. Generally, I think desires are really, really super healthy things to have, but I think we end up desireless because we just end up being love and being full up inside and being in union, so everything is just in harmony. But on the way to get there, desires are super important, because if you have a desire for something and you don't have it, then it's showing you where you have resistance to that thing. So if you want a relationship with a specific person and you have a massive draw to this person and you feel a huge pull to them, then they are showing you where you're out of alignment with yourself, where you're not fully in love with yourself. So if you feel like they're rejecting you, or you feel like they're not valuing you enough, they're showing you the resistance you have from being in a harmonious union, because you're not in harmonious union with yourself. And it's kind of the same with desires for things as well. Like if you are desiring like a house and things that are like stability forming, then you're really just wanting to feel stable, because actually when you feel stable and you've healed that wound, then there's this real sense of like calmness, and you know that your stability is in here. So all of our desires for things externally are really kind of showing our lack of where we don't feel it internally. So if you want to create something because you want to feel stable or you want to feel fun, if you feel it inside of yourself, you're going to experience it naturally externally. And I really feel this is the missing piece as to why people can have everything they want, and they're not really like glowing, they're not exuding that energy that other people are exuding, that are focused on sort of more presence and love. And I think you can sort of combine the two and understand that they're interlinking parts of the journey, which is kind of where I'm at, because I've come from both sides. I'm a big believer, like, everybody's different. Some people stick to one teaching. I've literally explored, probably not everything, there's a lot out there, but I've enveloped myself in a lot of things, and I've taken away certain things from different things. So like I said, I think desires are great. I think manifesting is great because it's allowing you to understand that you are the creator, you're creating everything. It's making you come inside of yourself, especially everyone is pushed out, because you're understanding that what you're seeing is what you're thinking and feeling inside. But the ultimate place to get to, I believe, is a place where all those things you're seeking outside you fulfill inside, and then you just sort of like live a really harmonious life and everything flows. But if you're not there, then I think manifesting is a great way to get there, because you're filling up the lack. So if you meet somebody and they're just not valuing you enough, and you work on that through manifesting, and you affirm to yourself and you mental diet, you know, I'm valued, I'm so valued, that this person values me, eventually you get to the point where you don't feel the lack. And that's kind of when it shows up, right? But the point is, it's not so much important that you manifested them, because they're just a blob of flesh, you know, without, don't mean to disrespect, like, but in the form, that's what they are. You know, what you really want is the feelings, that the way that person makes you feel. So, you know, when you want them to come in and you want them to make you, to value you. But the thing is, until you clear the resistance inside of you to being valued, they're never going to show up in that way. But manifesting them to show up in that way kind of simultaneously clears your own blocks of feeling valued and valuing yourself, because it makes you work on self-love. It's why we have desires, I believe, because, you know, that's why I don't agree with people just kind of going off, living in the Himalayas and just being like, well, I'm going to block out any desires, and I'm going to never have sex again, and I'm going to, you know, not eat chocolate, I'm never going to drink coffee. Yeah, I believe we can overcome all those desires, but I think it has to be a natural process rather than you're just blocking it out and shutting it away. It's the same with connections. If you have a really strong connection to somebody, I so don't agree with just shelving it and then going, I have to move on. I agree that, you know, I believe in saying, okay, why am I drawn to this person? What are they trying to show me I'm lacking inside of myself that I need to find within myself? And I mean, really, it all comes down to just love, really, is that we want to feel love, and we want to feel presence, and we want to feel joy. You know, a lot of people do extreme sports because it puts you into an instant state of presence, because your mind just switches off, so it stops over ruminating and you just feel present. And it's why people become so addicted. It's why people become addicted to a lot of things. It's why people become addicted to social media and to alcohol and to all kinds of things, because they just want to shut down the mind. They just want to be present. And obviously there's much healthier and better ways to go about it. But what we really just want is, we want to be present. We want to be joyful. We don't want to be over ruminating, which is why the mental diet works, because every time we have a negative thought, we're becoming aware of it, we're focusing on it, we're consciously changing it and shifting it to something that we'd rather feel, that brings more joy into our lives. So I'm a big believer in doing all this stuff, but I just believe it's all to get into the state of love. Because you can have everything you want, but if you're not in that, glowing state of just being love, you can be with somebody and you're not going to have that high, exalted, magical connection that you want, because it's about feeling. It's about feeling, and it's about feeling it inside of yourself and then experiencing that mirrored back. So I believe state and feelings are super, super important. I think they get overlooked a lot, because belief is the thing that you need to manifest. But manifesting without feelings and without state is kind of bland. And you kind of enjoy it for a bit, but then it wears off. It's like a shiny new toy, and it wears off. It's like you have some connection or some car, but it's the feelings that need to be like honed, and the feelings that need to be, you know, like given precedence to. And when you really come into that state of I am love, you're basically in your inner union. You can attract that outside of yourself as well, because what's within, so without. But I'm a big believer, on the way of manifesting and manifesting your desires, because like I said, it helps you realize you're the creator. It helps you take ownership. It helps you bring everything inside of yourself. But that's why I really believe in using things as a mirror. So if you have a desire and you don't have it, rather than just manifesting it like crazy, I really believe it's about understanding why you want it so much. What do you want to feel from having it? You don't want to be married because you want the label of being married, or not many people do anyway. You want to be married because it feels like an ultimate expression of love for you. It makes you feel secure, makes you feel like you've been committed. So if you're desperate for it and you don't have it, then they're the things to focus on. Like, where do I, that you're not feeling, where am I not committing to myself? Where am I afraid that other people are not wanting to commit to me? And sort of going deep with those, we call them wounds, right? And core issues and stuff that, are our deep set beliefs. And that's why changing our beliefs and manifesting will change those situations. But we're not really changing them because we want some label, or we want a car, or we want to, you want a fast car because it's fun and it drives fast, or you want it because it makes you look cool, because it makes you look like you've got lots of money and you think people will admire you more. So really what you want is admiration or fun, or both, right? So it's not really about the car. The car is just a tool. It's just something outside of yourself. What you want is something inside of yourself. And the thing is, you have to feel that to experience it. And that's where there's a bit of interlinking going on, because manifesting it means that you've got rid of the lack and the resistance. So then generally you can experience it and have the feelings, and we've got this kind of cycle going on. But I just think it's really important to keep remembering that, and it might not resonate for everybody, but yeah, I'm a big believer in like kind of tying the two journeys together. So yeah, I do believe to get your ultimate partner, to get your ultimate state and feeling in life, you need to be positive and you need to not have resistance to it. And we get all these connections and we get all these desires so that we can work through the resistance, and then we'll just be in this state of love. And we've probably all got there, or some of us have got there for like periods of time, and it's about being there longer and longer. You'll notice that in yourself. So if you love somebody and you don't think they love you back, and you just chant to yourself for a few days in a row that they love you, you'll find that actually you start to not even care anymore, because you found that love you were seeking for in that other person. And that's really the key, is finding inside of yourself what you're seeking outside of yourself. And we can do this through desires, that's okay. But it is ultimately just so that we can feel more love, and we can fulfill ourselves, and we can feel whole, and we can be in union with ourselves, and then we can be in union with somebody else. So that's my video for today.